Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everything in between, we welcome you back once again to the long-awaited continuation of Calamity on another exciting episode of RimWorld Combat Survivor! The 8 contestants we have left still have a lot to prove as they dare yet again to match wits and wills as they enter the awe-inspiring Chaos Coliseum. And who knows what will become of them today as they face 2 more rounds of death-defying dangers from the patent-pending Wheels of Random Terror. Brought to you by WheelsAside.com. Yes, another glorious day here at the Coliseum. All those present have managed to enter and exit the arena doors at least 4 times, albeit sometimes leaving with a little help from each other. They're going to try to chalk up 2 more today, but as we know, those wheels don't always have their best interest in mind. With that said, let's spin the first one to see whom they have in mind to kick things off. Charles-y! Still mediocre since his first foray against a non-combatant, Charles-y really hopes to step up his game as he steps into the staging area. Will the wheels give him a chance for victory? Two Mega Scarabs and Chuck can carry a laser. It's high time for him to shine. Let's see if he can cast a ray of death on those puny pests. Charles, you ready to give this another go, and ever so slowly heading toward the corner most have been using for cover. He's not able to get off a shot as the bugs close in on him. Just a few nips, and Charles takes the fall. Another disappointing performance from the one-hit wonder, and Philly comes to the rescue. Let's see if our next contestant can fare any better. Nicholas! With plenty of experience and the scars to prove it, Nicholas clambers over to find out what fate awaits him next. Two Spellipedes this time, and Nick gets his trusty spear. He'll hope to make an insect kebab of them before they turn him to minced meat. We'll find out in the arena which dish is today's blue plate special. Nicholas is ready to impale those insectoids as they all charge forward. He fails to connect as he takes a sharp bite and struggles to land a hit. It's in 1 good jab, but 2 in return. He's switching targets now and really getting gobbled up in there. Nicholas hits the dirt unceremoniously, and this time it's Niklas to his aid. Well, a poor start today, even from the reigning champ. Maybe number 3 can give us what we came to see. Niklas! Still struggling to find his footing in there, Niklas steps up now and hopes for something he can manage this time. Three pikemen and Niklas gets only a knife. He probably would have preferred a ranged weapon, but those wheels don't play favorites. Let's see if he can make the best of what he's given in there now. Niklas up now against the trifecta with the odds stacked against him. Oh, and he takes a shot to the head before even getting halfway there. The second volley brings him down, and his lack of speed proves to be a huge disadvantage. Sammy can come to pull him out, but will anyone be able to exit alone today? Let's turn to the wheels for number 4. Sammy! A bit of bad luck in her first few matches, but Sammy sure showed her stuff in round 4. Let's see if the wheels give her another chance to do it again. Well, a triple threat again, but Sammy got a bit of practice with that SMG last time. We'll find out in a moment if it was a fluke or if fortune favors the fortuitous. Sammy ready to do some squashing as she heads over to everyone's favorite cover spot. She lets off a burst and nothing doing as the swarm inches forward. Manages to get off another spray and it looks like she just clobbered one there. Stepping away now to give herself some room, and that might not be the wisest choice. But changes her mind and smacks one with the butt of her gun. There's 2 down now and giving herself a bit more room again. The bug isn't far behind, but she does manage to get off a few more shots. One final whack and she brings down the last of the bugs. Great performance from Sammy. She's really stepped up her game and brings our first victory here today. We'll see now if the next competitor can say the same. Phillips. Well, Phillips sure got clobbered last time. Let's see if the wheels ease up on him here in round 5. One pikeman against a minigun. This may be Phillips' time to shine, but still a bit weakened. Let's see if he can hold on long enough to bring down the bot. Phillips gonna try now to fill that steel beast full of lead as he heads over to the cover corner. A few shots connect, but only one manages to pass through the mech's thick armor. Phillips takes a hit himself this time, and the second volley's a bit more promising. Another blast from Phillips, and he's slowly chipping away at the pikeman, which is unable to land its second hit. A couple more hits from Phillips, and the robot's still unable to answer back. His final burst slays the bot, and we've got another good win for round 5. But will contestant 6 be able to keep the streak alive? Peterson! Well, if anyone has luck on their side, it sure is Peterson, with the mortars taking down 2 of his targets last match. Let's see if the wheels are as kind as Morty and his friends were before. Not so much. Peterson will face 3 of the monstrous mech centipedes. I suppose there's always a chance, but it's looking like it'll be about as slim as the edge of the blade we're giving him. Peterson managed to stay confident as he rushes the firing squad. He's mowed down brutally and lost an arm in there, but manages to stay alive. That's about all he could hope for as Philly pulls him out. Let's see if lucky number 7 will hold true to the wheels. Kaito! Our now cycloptic Kaito stumbles his way towards staging with his one good eye. We'll see what the wheels deliver for him now, but he may need an extra moment to look things over. A single outside mercenary. Well, no one's been able to best our hired guns in either tournament, but perhaps Kaito can change that right here and now. Kaito's up against the mercenary Stomp, and he's going to want to close in fast. He manages to dodge the first set of incoming fire, but a second burst grazes him before he can approach. Now Kaito's got the upper hand, but Stomp first delivers his namesake. A couple good thrusts from Kaito, but one big thwack from the merc, and he's taken a fall. Stomp celebrates a little bit in there, and Phillips will come over to escort Kaito off to medical. With just one more to go, we know our last guest is Philly. He's taken some falls in close combat, but Philly is one of our best marksmen. Let's see if the wheels give him a chance to show that off. Well, he'll get his ranged weapon, but he'll be facing a deadly centipede, another opponent that's yet to be beaten. We'll turn to the arena to find out how Philly tackles this tough terror. Philly's ready to be the first to slay the centipede as he tucks in to let off a few shots. A few good hits and the robot sure didn't appreciate that. A couple more good ones and he just keeps on blasting. The bot can't seem to center on his target as Philly keeps landing hit after hit. This is looking good for Philly as the centipede keeps failing with that flamer. Many more hits, and the fire's starting to get a bit closer now. Well, it really is giving it to him, but that monstrous mech sure is tough. Taking a moment to put out the encroaching flame might be a wise move. Even more good shots for Philly, and back to firefighting again. Phillips landing shot after shot, but that mech remains standing. What's it gonna take to bring this thing down? Still safe from the flames, but he is really letting that robot have it. That one was pretty close, and Philly again starts to extinguish. More good shots from Philly, and my gosh, he has probably hit that thing 30 times. Even more from Philly. And at this point, I have no idea how that bot is still standing. One direct hit and it sends Philly to the floor. He almost had it. What a valiant attempt, and geez Louise, he really should have had that win there. What an upset. Now, normally we speed these long ones up, folks, but Philly really put up a heck of a fight in there. It would have been a crime to cut any of it out. Nicholas will come to his aid, and we can finally draw the curtains on round 5. Well, what a show. Philly really got robbed on that last round, and every single one of our contestants has taken a bit of punishment here today. They're all going to need a bit of time to patch themselves up for round 6, so let's take a break here now with a quick word from our sponsors.
나는 한국어로 잘 못해 미안합니다. 겐시 로봇 파이터. 림월드 컴뱃 서바이벌에 다른 가차 원천이 있습니다. 이번에는 전투기가 로봇입니다. 로봇이 싸우면 올 수 있어요. 출시 요청.
And we're back at it again. Everyone sure did get a little better there in round 5, but all that doing without the bunker busters blasting from our esteemed mortar crew. We have to call in the artillery once again in round 6 and turn to the wheels to see who will be first to face them. Sammy! Well, Sammy's been on the up and up, seemingly improving each round. Let's see if the wheels give her a chance to stay on top. Ooh, tough luck this time. She'll try to clobber 2 mega spiders, but her humble hands may be no match for their sharpened claws. Sammy's ready for some martial arts action and ready to prove she's no one's handmaiden. She gets a good whack on the first bug and manages to dodge some would-be attacks. But here come those shells now. A second one rails her, and that'll set her down. The mortar crew's timing seems to be a bit off there, but we'll sort that out as Philly comes to clear the floor. Looks like Sammy lost an eye, and with that becomes our second Cyclops. Let's see if our next guest can manage to hold on to all their body parts. Charlesy really hoping for something, anything better than what he's dealt with in the past. Let's see if the wheels will hear his plea. A pikeman against a hand grenade. Maybe the big boom is just what he needs to set off on the right foot. I guess we'll find out next in the arena. Charlesy really desperate for a win here now as he scampers off to find what's left of any cover. He dodges all the steel rain and tucks in to start tossing. Good blast from the first frag, and he lets off another. A well-placed blast, but he takes a hit in the process. The third grenade also shreds the mech, and Charlesy keeps feeding it shrapnel. The fourth frag will fry it, and Charlesy can exit alone for the first time since round 1. Back to the wheels again for contestant number 3.
Phillips.
Phillips snagged a nice win last round. Let's see if he can continue to keep putting on a good show. Two Scythers against Phillips AR. He might be able to scrape through this one, but I'm thinking he'll need a little help from those mortars if he wants to stay on top. Phillips going to fall back a bit as we hear the wailing from those bloodthirsty robots. He doesn't connect any shots as they approach with mortar shells on their way. Wow, they blew a hole right in the arena door. Phillips unable to do very much and goes down, but not out. We'll get that hole patched up after one Phil gets the other out of there and turn to the wheels again to determine who's next to cross that threshold.
Kaito!
It's been ups and downs for Kaito, still don't have a great read on what he's capable of. Let's turn to those wheels for his next endeavor. Yo, 3 mega spiders. Well, with a few good blasts, Kaito might have a chance, but he'll need to do a good dance if he wants to successfully evade those insects. Kaito's gonna do all he can to evade those mega spiders. Heading up top, but they're spreading around him like some kind of parasite. Explosions abound, but Kaito's already fallen from the insects. Philly to the rescue again as we avert our eyes and take a look toward the next guest.
Nicholas.
Nicholas hasn't been bringing his A game lately. Maybe round 6 will come to be his return to form? Yeesh, even more mega spiders. Not looking good for Nick this time, but let's hope he can just get through and live to see a brighter tomorrow. It's a bittersweet life for Nicholas up against 5 of those creatures this time. He'll wall up to perhaps not get fully encircled as those mortar shells start soaring. A helpful hit blasts most of the bugs, and 2 of them seem a bit distracted. Slightly better circumstance for Nicholas now, but he can't seem to decide which one to focus on. And eventually it's too much to bear. Billy drops on by for even more camera time to pull Nicholas over to medical. We'll see if the odds for number 6 are a bit more favorable. Niklas. Well, Niklas hasn't had much luck in there, even against the weakest of threats. Let's see what he'll face in there now. Looks like he'll get yet another chance for revenge. Perhaps the minigun is just what he's been hoping for to finally slay the scarabs. Niklas hoping to finally exact his revenge now in a near repeat of his first matchup. He might actually be able to throw one off this time as he tucks away. Oh, and the shells come down atop everything inside, doing the dirty work for him. No sympathy for Mr. Vengeance as Niklas got really torn up in there. Peterson will come drag him out, and we'll move right along to contestant 7.
Philly.
Really quite the surprising competitor, the 88-year-old Philly has sure shown these kids a thing or two. What will the wheels allow him to teach us this time? A couple more Mega Scarabs and Philly gets a spear. He's certainly better with firearms, but maybe this will be a good chance for him to improve his close quarters combat. We'll see if he can as we turn to the arena. Philly's looking for a win today as he charges toward the Scarab. Oh, doesn't land that first hit and takes a tough one himself. Not much doing from the mortars, but this old boy can't hold up in close combat. Peterson swings by again, and perhaps to bide some time, as we all know he's on deck for the finale. Lastly, it's none other than
Peterson.
Another contestant whose skill level is hard to place. Peterson will give it a go and close things out for us here. Oh, and as Peterson is up last, all the previous contestants are on board to go up against him. Let's find out who it's gonna be.
Kaito.
Entering for a second time in round 6, Kaito hoping to maybe walk himself off this time. We'll get set up for this fencing match as both combatants make their way into the arena. Like a tale of two siblings, Kaito and Peterson square off in a fencing match. Good evasion from both parties, and Kaito gets one in. The staggered shells come down, but so does Kaito. Peterson, still showing us that good sportsmanship, will sheath his sword and escort his opponent. Looks like Kaito missing another body part now, and we may need to hire a full-time physician. They've lost plenty of blood, a pair of eyes, a couple limbs here and there, but none of our crazy 8 have lost their lives or the will to press on. We've really got an all-star cast here in Season 2, but the show must go on another day. That's going to be it for this episode, but be on the lookout when we return with the next exciting installment of RimWorld Combat Survivor. We'll see you then.
I can't believe it didn't work. Something's wrong. We must have been sabotaged. Well, there is always plan B. Yeah, whatever. Just pull him out of here before this place falls apart. I don't know, in God's name, where we're going. Well, it's not quite God's name.